Hello, this video is on how to avoid jet lag. I've done quite a bit of flying internationally, and so I've worked quite a few times to try to refine the system for avoiding jet lag. Often I had to give a presentation even the next day, which was of course not good scheduling, but it did happen. So I've created a little routine I want to share with you that's helped me avoid jet lag. Now first, before I leave, I always try to take some ginger capsules with me. And I just capsulate some ginger powder. And I like to take these during the flight and even some dried ginger with me. And then continue to drink this ginger or take ginger capsules throughout the flight. I feel it really helps the digestive system, helps keep the body warm. It's also, of course, it's helping the immune system. And I think overall it just seems to have a very positive effect. Particularly the capsules are quite warming. Of course, if you're a person with a lot of heat, you'll have to be careful with this. And then second, avoid dehydration. The air is very dry. All people who fly a lot are aware of this problem, how it's drying out your skin and of course your digestive system and slowly your organs on a long flight. So by having a hot tea all day and sipping water on the plane will really make a big difference to how well you adjust once you land. So again, you can then take the ginger tea all the time, and what I do is just ask for hot water, and they get used to bringing me little cups of hot water, and I throw my herbs in there, and after a while I just put in the herbs and send them the cup, and they put in the hot water for me, and figure, well, whatever, he's a cheap customer, he's not asking for anything else. So this is very important, though, to stay hydrated throughout the flight. And second, or I should say third thing I found, is then get some massage oil. This is a Brahmi massage oil from Banyan Botanicals. It's very nice. It's good for cognitive function. And I find that just rubbing some on my skin and my scalp, particularly my temples and the bottoms of my feet, I feel this really helps stay moist, and it gives me an oil to even put on my hands during the flight to make sure I'm not susceptible to drying out too much. And the Brahmi really helps keep my nervous system relaxed and keep me kind of attentive during the day. So I think, staying hydrated, drinking a lot of liquid, having ginger, and using some oil on your hands and feet makes a big difference. And that's preparation. Now, once you arrive, and then you want to keep yourself awake until the evening. Don't take a nap. And so your temptation is coffee. And I've been there. I've done it. It works, but not as well as ginseng. I found just when you arrive, if it's not time to go to bed, take some red ginseng or some American ginseng. It's a little easier and not as hot and heating. Again, you have to be careful if it can be a little hot and heating, so for pitta types in particular you want to be careful. But one vial of this will definitely give you a boost of energy for 3-4 hours. So I would try to stay awake using ginseng. You can have ginseng tea. You can take these little vials. I like them because they're in bee pollen and royal jelly, and you can just drink them down and they hit right away, and much smoother than a cup of coffee without aggravating the nervous system, and still will allow you to sleep. So when it is time to sleep, just use your sedatives. I start with having some of my own sleepy tea. Of course, I make it, so I have plenty of it. But there we've got the lemon balm as a base, and catnip and chamomile, mild sedatives and nervines, lavender, passion flower, a lovely nervine, and poppy seed and hops. So the big heavy hitter sedatives there, and balanced out with licorice, rose hips, and a little stevia. Very tasty, pleasant tea. You start drinking this a couple hours before bedtime, and then you really have to have something strong to, sedate you if you're not going to sleep. And that sleeping tea by itself won't be enough. So you may have to do like a teaspoon of valerian root powder. You can put a little nutmeg in there too, because that has a delayed reaction to keep you asleep. And of course, the alternative is the what we call Indian valerian root, or tagar. And I find it a little smoother, not as heavy in the morning as valerian root, but both are quite potent sedatives. So between a little sleeping tea plus some valerian root, you really want to sedate yourself to get you back on track. And then in the morning when you wake up and you're feeling a little tired, have some more of that ginseng. Keep going. So just keep going with the sedating tea at night and the ginseng in the morning until your system adjusts and get back on schedule. So I hope those tips helped you to avoid jet lag, and you can stay healthier. Now, I'm sure many people are thinking about melatonin, and I did try it for years, and maybe that would be one time where you may want to try these hormonal replacement substances, but I've moved past them, and I find my system does adjust quickly if I do this, particularly if I go outside in the morning and get in the sun and stay in the sun as much as I can the first day. I think that helps our internal clocks resync again. So I've learned to avoid taking the melatonin and use these type of sedatives and stimulants and sunlight instead, and I found it quite effective. Thank you very much, and I hope you got something from this video.